Picture this, a tiny, shiny glass pebble, a nanotainer. Inside, just a few drops of human sap. Now imagine a troop of the world's most powerful silverback gorillas standing around that pebble. We're talking former secretaries of state, four-star generals, and billionaires who think they own the sun. They are staring at this drop of blood like it's the Holy Grail, convinced it's going to generate a mountain of bananas. $9 billion. That was the value assigned to a company that, in reality, had the scientific integrity of a rain dance. 9 billion bananas for a machine that was basically a high-tech blender that didn't even blend. This isn't just a story about a lie, it's a story about jungle fever, the collective insanity that happens when humans want to believe in magic so badly they stop using their eyes. Silicon Valley loves to say fake it till you make it, but Elizabeth Holmes took that and turned it into fake it until you kill people. While the smartest primates on the planet were sipping champagne at board meetings, patients were getting results that told them they had cancer when they didn't, or that their babies were healthy when they were in danger. It's the most dangerous fraud in the history of the modern market. It wasn't just about losing money, it was about weaponizing hope. I'm the economist Mico, and today we're performing a forensic autopsy on Theranos. We're going to look at how a 19-year-old dropout put a spell on the entire financial canopy, and how the apes got played by a black turtleneck and a deep fake voice. Auto 2, the golden era, the prophet in the black turtleneck. Every religion needs a prophet, and in the Church of Silicon Valley that prophet was Elizabeth Holmes. She was a 19-year-old Stanford dropout. In the jungle, usually a 19-year-old is just trying not to get eaten by a jaguar. But she had the it factor. She studied the great Silverback, Steve Jobs. She wore the turtleneck, she didn't blink.
She lowered her voice by an octave to sound like an alpha.
She sold a dream. 1 drop of blood, 200 tests, no more needles. To the average human, needles are scary. To the investor, the healthcare market is a giant, juicy fruit hanging low on the branch. She wasn't selling a product, she was selling a mission. And humans love a mission. It makes them feel like they aren't just greedy apes. She started recruiting. But she didn't recruit scientists, not the ones that actually knew how blood works. She recruited the elders. Henry Kissinger, George Shultz, James Mattis. These are the heavyweights of the human tribe. They didn't know a thing about microfluidics, but they knew greatness. Or at least they thought they did. When you have the legendary Silverbacks backing you, nobody asks to see the math. That's social proof, and it's the strongest vine in the canopy. By 2014, she was on the cover of every magazine, the youngest self-made female billionaire. The world was throwing bananas at her feet. Theranos was valued at $9 billion. They were signing deals with Walgreens. They were going to put a wellness center in every grove. But inside the Theranos lab, it was a horror movie. The machine they called the Edison was a hollow log. It didn't work. It couldn't work. Physics doesn't care about your turtleneck or your vision board. Auto 3, the blind spot, the stealth mode trap. How did she keep the lie going? She used the oldest trick in the jungle, stealth mode. She told investors that the tech was so revolutionary, so disruptive, that it had to be kept a secret from the rival tribes. Trade secrets. That's human speak for don't look behind the curtain or the magic disappears. The blind spot was huge. Venture capitalists, VCs, are terrified of FOMO, fear of missing out. They saw their buddies investing and didn't want to be the only ape without a piece of the magic fruit. They didn't do due diligence. That's when you actually climb the tree to see if the bananas are real or just plastic. They just looked at the board of directors. They looked at the cover of Fortune magazine. They looked at the deep blue eyes and the unblinking stare. Meanwhile, when real scientists questioned her, she used legal predators. David Boies, one of the most feared lawyers in the jungle. They bullied whistleblowers. They tracked them. They threatened to bankrupt anyone who dared to say the emperor or the empress had no clothes. Arrogance? It was off the charts. She thought she could engineer her way out of a lie before anyone noticed. She thought she could iterate her way to a working machine while already using it on real humans. That's not disruption. That's a death sentence. Auto 4, the domino effect. Diluted sap in Siemens machines. Here's the technical rot. When you take a tiny drop of blood and try to run 200 tests, you have a problem. There isn't enough material. It's like trying to feed 1,000 gorillas with one single grape. You have to dilute it. You water it down. In science, that's called increasing the margin of error. In the jungle, that's called lying about the size of the harvest. The Edison machine would routinely explode, leak, or just give random numbers, so what did they do? They bought machines from their rivals, Siemens, big industrial machines that actually worked. They would take the tiny drop of blood, water it down until it was almost useless, and then sneak it onto a Siemens machine in the back room. They were literally running a Ponzi scheme of technology. They used the output of working machines to claim their broken machine was a genius. The equity they were building was built on sand. They were burning through hundreds of millions in cash flow just to maintain the illusion. Series A, B, C, D. Every time they needed more bananas, they just told a bigger lie. The tech is almost there. We just need another 100 million. But the dominoes were ready to fall. Because when you mess with people's health, you aren't just stealing money. You're summoning the ghosts. So 5, the crash, the monkey who saw through the leaves. Enter John Carreyrou, a reporter for the Wall Street Journal. He's the ape with the magnifying glass. He heard a whisper, a tip from a doctor who noticed the Theranos results made 0 sense. Carreyrou started digging. He found the whistleblowers, Erica Chung and Tyler Schultz, young primates who had a conscience. Theranos fought back with everything. They spent millions on private investigators to follow them. They threatened their families. But once the first story hit in 2015, the canopy began to shake. The FDA showed up. They found unbelievable violations. The Edison was declared a danger to public health. Walgreens pulled the plug. The lawsuits started falling like rotten coconuts. $9 billion vanished in months. The self-made billionaire was suddenly facing 20 years in a cage. It was the ultimate climax. The goddess of tech was just a girl with a hollow box and a lot of nerve. Theranos dissolved. The lab closed. The Silverbacks on the board scurried away, pretending they were never there. Autopsy, the autopsy, the profit lesson. Why do we fall for it? Why do smart humans give their bananas to a ghost? Because we want a shortcut. We want the one-drop solution to our problems. We want a hero to save us so we don't have to do the hard work. Lesson 1. If the tech is a secret, the tech probably doesn't work. True innovation survives the sunlight. Lesson 2. A board of directors full of politicians is a red flag. If they don't know the difference between a white blood cell and a banana, they shouldn't be there. Lesson 3. Charisma is not a business model. A deep voice and a turtleneck do not change the laws of biology. In the jungle of finance, the apes who survive are the ones who check the fruit before they buy the whole tree. Don't let vision blind you to the reality of the numbers. If it looks like a snake and hisses like a snake, it's not a breakthrough. It's a predator. Auto 7 closing, the final word. Elizabeth Holmes is in a cage now. The billions are gone, but the jungle hasn't changed. Right now, there's another prophet in another turtleneck promising you the moon for the price of a grape. Subscribe to this channel so you can spot the next fraud before it eats your retirement fund. Like the video to help me keep the lights on in this monkey house. I'm the economist Mico. Keep your eyes open and your bananas tight. The jungle never sleeps.